What's going on, guys? Flossie here. So it's been about a week now since Battlefield Hardline launched, and I've had a good amount of time to play with it. Not a whole lot, but definitely enough to, give you guys my experience. Because today we're going to be talking about how the game actually launched from, a fundamental and a technical standpoint. Obviously, Battlefield 4 was the previous Battlefield game to be launched, and it launched in arguably the worst state that an online game has ever launched in the history of games. It was absolutely horrendous, completely ruined EA and DICE's image, and I mean the game was just broken on every level, on all platforms. For quite a while, actually. It actually took them a good couple of months to get that sorted out. So people have been, really kind of sketched out as to how Hardline's going to launch just because of EA's track record over the past couple of years. But this isn't any, kind of no first impressions or review or anything. We're just going to be talking about mainly the technical standpoint. Is the game stable? Did it launch? How are the servers? And etc. So first off, go ahead and talk about the servers. So far from my experience, everything's really good. Here you can see they actually implemented matchmaking into Quickmatch for the consoles now, and I don't know the specs of matchmaking, how it exactly matches you up with other people, but you can see that it works extremely well. I haven't had it kick me out a single time. I just go to Quickmatch, choose my game mode, and within 5 seconds every single time it puts me into a game. And that's really surprising, because usually, I didn't use Quickmatch in the previous Battlefields, but that worked. Here is a little glitch that I'm showing you guys. Here you can see my team setup option on the game menu is actually blurred out. That happens a lot. Whether I'm Quickmatching or doing the server browser, that's almost always blacked out, which is extremely annoying, if I want to switch teams or if I want to join a different squad, squad up with my friends if that didn't work in the initial joining in progress. Or if just somebody in my squad is, blaring music or whatever. I can't do anything to fix that because that's almost always blurred out. I don't know if that's a console issue, an Xbox One specific issue, or what that is, but that is really annoying. But yeah, that works. As far as the servers, I'm getting in on the server browsers as well. Server browser's been working fine for me so far. That was a big issue when Battlefield 4 first launched. I think I've been kicked out of the game maybe one time. Like I said, I haven't played a whole lot, but I've definitely, I've sunk in a good, 10-15 hours into the multiplayer alone. So, over the past week I've gotten a good idea, and now that we're a week in, and a lot of people have kind of, stretched the servers and everything, this is usually when you would expect the issues to occur. But I haven't been kicked out. I think I've been disconnected from EA servers maybe one time. The entire time I've been playing. Quickmatch has been working perfectly fine. This Quickmatch, another thing, actually gets you into some pretty solid connection games. Usually, in the previous Battlefields, Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, at least I would almost always use server browser. I never even touched Quickmatch just because you don't know if you were going to get into a game that maybe was a 2-bar connection or a 4-bar connection. But so far from my experience, I've actually been using Quickmatch quite a lot in Hardline just because every game, I get in within about 5 seconds, and the connection's generally been good. As far as the lag and stuff of the game overall, it's solid. Now, we're not going to get into netcode or anything right now because I do have some definite complaints, and that's just a whole nother discussion. Maybe we'll go into that in another video. I will say that from my experience, Hardline's netcode is about on par with what BF4 is currently. Now, let me stress that Battlefield 4's netcode has improved dramatically over the past couple of months. So Hardline's is about where it is right now after the big winter patch, if not a little bit worse. It honestly kind of feels like Hardline was maybe built, from the base up on maybe an older version of Frostbite 3 that they borrowed from when BF4 was in production. That's just, that's just me, but it kind of feels like that. But, from a technical standpoint, everything aside from, some netcode and stuff, and, some occasional little issues with the menu and battle log never working, the game works. It definitely works fine. You can get into a match, you'll stay in a match. When you shoot people, they'll usually die. And so, that's very surprising, especially after, BF4 and pretty much just EA's recent track record. As far as fundamental things go, there are two big things that I'll point out. First off, weapon balance definitely seems a little bit off. It seems like maybe 1 or 2 weapons for each class is extremely good, and then all the other weapons available to those classes are completely useless. In a public match, you'll usually see like maybe 3 or 4 different variants of guns, which is definitely weird for Battlefield. You'll usually, BF4 you'll see, upwards of 10, maybe 15 different types of guns. So that's off. Second off, Team Deathmatch, as you've probably heard, is just completely broken. Every single server available right now for TDM is 64 players, and it's just, they're 64 people put on this terribly laid out miniature version of a larger map, and it honestly, I don't even think there's a spawn algorithm for it. You just spawn right next to people surrounded by bodies, friend and foe, and it's just a huge clusterfuck. You spawn and, you know, hold the RT button. But, you know, other than those two things, you know, this is honestly a really good launch. Definitely the best launch that EA has had in years, and Battlefield has had in years. And I would definitely say it's better than Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3's launch. But, yeah, guys, that is it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a comment about what you think of the launch down below, and leave a like. And, yeah, thank you so much for watching.